The ad hominem fallacy is a logical error in which someone attacks the character, background, or personal traits of an opponent instead of addressing their argument. Instead of focusing on the validity of the claim, the person making an ad hominem argument tries to discredit their opponent by pointing out irrelevant personal details. This fallacy is often used in debates and discussions to distract from the real issue and shift attention to the person rather than the argument. Since personal qualities do not determine the truthfulness of a statement, ad hominem attacks weaken rational discourse. Now let's look at some examples of this fallacy in different situations. One example of an ad hominem fallacy is in a debate where someone dismisses an opponent's argument by saying, "You're not smart enough to understand this topic," instead of explaining why the argument is wrong. Another example occurs in workplace discussions when an employee's idea is rejected because they are new to the company rather than because of flaws in their reasoning. In academic settings, if a student questions a theory and the professor responds by criticizing the student's background instead of addressing their question, it is an ad hominem attack. These examples show how personal attacks can be used to avoid engaging with the actual argument. Now let's consider some criticisms of the ad hominem fallacy. One criticism of the ad hominem fallacy is that it undermines logical reasoning by shifting focus away from the argument itself. Instead of evaluating evidence, it encourages personal attacks, making discussions unproductive. Another issue is that it can create unnecessary hostility, preventing meaningful dialogue and mutual understanding. Additionally, ad hominem attacks can mislead audiences, making them believe that an argument is weak just because the person presenting it has certain personal traits. While character and credibility can be important in some discussions, they should not be used to dismiss valid points without proper reasoning. Now let's explore an alternative approach to argumentation. An alternative to the ad hominem fallacy is using logical reasoning and evidence-based arguments to address opposing views. Instead of attacking a person's character, a better approach is to critically analyze their claims, provide counter-arguments and use factual evidence to refute incorrect information. Another alternative is to engage in respectful discussions, focusing on the strengths and weaknesses of the argument itself, rather than the person presenting it. By relying on logic, facts, and open-minded discussion, individuals can debate effectively without resorting to personal attacks.